side of Plum Castle here. And there might be one person maybe pushing out towards Yushan Ruins, but the majority of people are heading towards the desert. It's going to get hot. Make sure to be wearing your caps because it's going to be crazy as we're about to get ready to lock in for our game number 1 here. So we've seen some of the little patterns immediately coming through from GG Shaw. Hopefully seeing if maybe they can pick something up. Blue Dagger to start off, not too bad already. We got some grays here, and he trades that out for a blue spear. As we see Arano and Jushi potentially fighting this out off the first rip here. He hits up towards tree, trying to see if they can hit something with the damage from the weapon, but not enough here, as that spear is going to be able to get some massive damage coming through here. Just Junshi just flying down. Arano trying to see if he can finish it with the musket, but sadly whiffs both shots here, giving him the opportunity to at least be able to find himself a different shield, go for a quick heal, and dip out as Junshi is now getting caught in between 2 players here. Kami trying to see if he can put his name in the basket here, wanting to try to see if he can capture this third party potentially, but with that and the heals coming in from ZPing, obviously they are gone, and now Jux and T225 fighting this out on this outside sketch as well here, and Jux struggling to try to keep up with T225 as T225 is just putting him in a broom and sweeping him up like he's a bunch of pieces of hair. Gotta be careful here, as now T225 is caught in between the whirlwind, trying to get out, but it's not gonna be enough, as Chuzing is gonna catch the first elimination of this game here, goes towards wall, waits for the scale rush, trying to see what the next 2 players are going to do. And it looks like Chuzing might try to see if maybe he can dirt party this as well here, waiting for the scale rush to see if maybe he can connect somewhere. And as he connects towards Jux, the question is, can he connect to the fight? No! As Roy He actually comes through, steals the elimination away. It looks like we also got an elimination from Frostivus as well here, in beneath this fight here. As Jux is going to go up top, he's going to go for that quick shield. It looks like they're going to go right back to the fight here. 4 players all in within this space. Actually 5, excuse me. Akami trying to close this gap here between Junsi in this corner. It looks like he will be able to as Junsi still just trying to get away as best as possible. But that's what happens when you have the speed. Oh, and Roy he catches him on the wrong side of the tracks and says, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome. It's nice to meet you. My name is Roy He, and I'll see you back when you get resurrected, buddy.
He's gonna open the door and say, hey, you're back, how's it going? Roishishi did a phenomenal job there in Ignis Mound. I mean, one thing that kept it going was just the amount of people there. We saw, you said in the beginning, explosive amount of action is going to happen here into the first round, and it does not disappoint. With everything coming out here, third parties, the amount of scare rushes that were coming through, and the catches that were coming out from both Zhisheng and Roishishi, we are going to see how much more these guys can handle the amount of supplies being consumed just to keep their pressure on between one another. Now, one thing to note is that as much as it comes out, Roishishi wants to keep that pressure through. He is not going to stick around for much longer. Just going to go ahead and keep those 2 kills and keep walking out. And as Zhisheng is going to be going ahead and trying to figure out where the next, his next target on the list is to look forward and catching. The RFG Fang has a Salvation Podium ready or already finished and picked up the gold pair of dual blades that he is already accumulated onto the hand. And that's a Ziping Ying, right? He's going to be keeping the amount of damage that comes out, and he's going to be pushing into one of these guys. It's a third party opportunity. He's going to be doing so, but he's skywalking. He's moving. He's going to be looking to try to get to that bird, most likely. I heard the little tweet. But everything coming from Arano, he's chasing out Akame, who is going to be low. He's going to be below the 400 HP threshold. So while everyone's chasing him out, they're going to find the target fire selection to be successful. GG Shop looking for it. And of course, you have to try to push him back. And then Akame looking for the scare rushes as it comes out here. And with those R&Bs coming back to back with the verticals, it looks like Akame is not going to have much time to live here. If a range shot comes out, finds an armor swap. In the middle of all that action, Akame going to be charging out these V2s, as well as the horizontals coming out from the fan. Finds GG Shaw, has the V2 teleport, gets the flash step, but does miss the target as soon as that scare rush was out to come. Akame looking to try to avoid the third parties, but it's not going to happen. JDG saying another scare rush opportunity, and this time picking up his second elimination. Going to be choosing out his target as well. If he's going up against the Ziping Ying, he's going to be just going ahead and poking her out as Fang is looking for a scare rush preemptively. Shaw's going to be healing out to the outskirts of the corner of this building, and Fang looks to try to chase this out while Fang is backlining over towards the northern side of this area. He is just going to go ahead and reset. He's got the time to do so. In the meantime, though, Zhisheng finds himself in a good spot against GG Shaw. GG Shaw not going to be able to do anything about that push. Number 3 for Zhisheng, but I'm not sure if Arano wants to take this fight. He's going inside this building with everything in mind. Scare Rush going to be coming out, not going to be connecting it, but we are going to see Zhisheng look towards forcing the stone form and is pressuring out his target out there. And as he is getting chased out here, I'm pretty sure Fang wants to pick up this kill, man. Arano is going to be easy bait target once a clink happens and everyone can try to lock him down. But that stone form, that really strong mitigation skill coming up from both the greatsword and the pulse sword is giving Arano the run of their lives to try to catch him. Horizontal hold check comes out here. Fang is going to take a nice blow to the head, but it looks like he's going to go fark the stone form for a clink with the shunt and the Shishang to try to scare rush this out. Every single one of these targets are looking to hold down the fort into the Ignis Mound, and no one has come to contest this fight. Not even Roy Shishi, who was looting temporarily and dipped out of dodge, but he is not going to show up back up here again. And this fight is still happening since the beginning of this round up.
Not gonna lie, JDG Shazing's definitely learned from Mike, because that movement was flawless. When he was chasing Arano, that was some flawless movement right there, just trying to see if he can catch him. And I mean, each time, I mean, look at this movement coming through here, the time strikes. Oh my goodness, gonna be able to catch him on the outskirts, right on the upside with that fan, forcing him to be able to pop that. And immediately, he's going to be able to take his mech and his massive drone. He's going to be able to pop down here. Nice hits towards Fang here. He's going to be able to use that as a way for him to be able to alter and get out of dodge. Meanwhile, Fang still wants the smoke. Still wants to get those pistol shots in here as Arano's just going to heal up little by little here. Doesn't really want to force too much out of this and just tries to get out of the way as much as possible here. Obviously has the free space to do so here, but a time strike here as he finds Roy Shishi immediately dropping down towards that. Oh, catches him right before he's able to scale rush out of dodge here. Roy Shishi just trying to close in the gap here, but it looks like Arano just absolute movement tech again. Going absolute rock climbing. You go to Mount Everest, I might need some spikes and some rope. Might not need the rope because he's just good at it. As Roy E is going to scale all the way back down here. Finds T225. Oh. Like T225 was doing something here. Looks like he was waiting for his chance to get inside of that bubble. He was looking too close. You better be careful. You might get a bow right on the top of the forehead. It's not going to feel good. It's going to give you a nice headache. I don't think you want to do that. He's going to see the first fights of the Realm of Yang happening here. It's going to be between BBE and KLA. JDG and Bauda, and TE versus Alliance. Let's see how this first fight goes between Jazing and Xjin. Both of these players in their own respective spaces here really have been playing pretty well over time here, especially Xjin, who absolutely was decimating last season over time here. As we waiting for the scare rush to see if any of them are going to connect here. Looks like it's going to be some Houndbirds versus a fan in this space here as he finds the first connect onto it, finds the strikes as well towards it, but he ends up coming through on the backstretch. Immediately comes through with some problems with the fan off the back. Nice hit towards it as well here, trying to see if he can go for it as the backflip is able to sort of deter any more combos coming through. Beautiful parry though to be able to stop, and Xjin is going to be able to capture and use that towards an advantage here. The double up is going to be able to absolutely put so much damage onto Jazing, but it looks like he's able to get into the mech just in the nick of time. The question is he going to survive with the heals? Yes, he does. The time couldn't be any better here. And now Xjin, all he has to do is wait it out. Most likely, Shazam is going to use this time to go for the heal ups and not necessarily towards the attack. Xjin really just has to delay this as long as possible here. Still has 20 seconds left on the clock, so he does have time. Oh, gets hit by the rockets, though. Definitely a tough situation here as now Xjin out of the mech tries to see if maybe they can go for the double up and the run back as he goes for the scale. The blue focus comes through, absolutely decimating a lot of the shield. 7 seconds left on the clock here. Xjin, it's gonna close down. The question is, he might be able to stall for time, and it looks like it might not be enough. Here's both of them. You're gonna have to fight it out. Nobody wins, everyone loses. And guess what? You gotta go and get your wins. You gotta collect the soul in order for you to get back in this game. Time starts now. 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Both of them gonna do it? Let's find out.
It's a really tough call. I mean, I've seen a lot of Romy Yangs coming through this season where a lot of players are just meeting their fate against one another. They're just stalling out in the Hollow Roth maps. It changes up, once or twice, but I've seen it a lot more times than I'm kind of considering. And with everything coming out, the Romy Yang depletion, like you said, they got to find a soul bloom within that time frame. If they do not, they will just be eliminated. So whether or not they want to stick to a fight until the very last second to pick up a soul bloom, which it has seen success before with like a 2-second, right before they get, sent to the Shadow Realm type play. They get their kill if it comes down to it. But the third parties, man, and the Plume Castle as a whole, so many places to scare rush, so many places to hide, especially off of the very top of the Achilles crest for players. But Bauda's Xen lucks out, finds a bounty scroll, so he's gonna find a target that he can try to, accumulate a path towards and just trying to keep his, keep his cool when the time comes. Because even though he has 3 healing berries, a 6 armor powder ratio, he is gonna be having enough supplies with the heal alone for the V1 to the F1. And for himself, right now, he's just looking to try to hunt this down. Now, as we can see TT25 over to the Weishan Ruins. He is going to be holding out for some loots here while, even though he does also have the Roman Yang depletion. He is going to be losing his fighter in the Roman Yang, so he's going to have to find one out. But we're going to see a fight between Exen and Frostivus coming out here. Frostivus with the common armor. He's going to have a blue staff. He's looking for the try to go for the pitter patter. Going to come out here for the staff with the RMB or vertical, but it's not going to connect. A neutral opportunity for Exen to look for a big, massive amount of damage with his RMB grapple bump into a musket shot, forcing the Frostivus ultimate. And then with it, a stanchion cloud, not going to do a lot of confirmation damage, but he's going to control Exen as it comes through. Frostivus is going to charge up the blue focus again as a bait out. Looks for some quick poke damage with the musket. Hold checks the heck out of Exen and make sure he can try to launch him off to the side. And then we're going to see Frostivus poised and ready, taking a musket shot. He's not going to worry about it. He's going to have himself another RMB. Now Exen, I think, is trying to anticipate his moves, preemptive ults, gets himself in a spot where he does not want to hold the blue focus here, but there it is. F1 comes out from Frostivus to push back. Musket shot to confirm. Another blue focus. No stagger confirmed off of this end, but I think Exen is going to be doing out the damage, and I think ultimate priority is now under his guys. Exen looks to try to avoid the RMB coming out there. Exen gets caught into the pitter patter. He jumped. A big mistake. A free jump horizontal there for Frostivus, but another gravel bump opportunity for Exen. He kills him with a headshot at the very end and eliminates Frostivus for this round.
Now Exen is now back in the game as well here. Doesn't have to worry about the time for the run with Yang, and now he's back at it here. Meanwhile, doesn't necessarily know if the other opponent here was able to get theirs here, as we're looking at GG Shot and Jux fighting this out here. Nice cannon shot's going to be able to connect. Doesn't end up doing a whole lot of damage here. Looks like he's going to try to see if he can find Jux on the other side of this, though. Shaw waiting for the opportunity to see if they're going to give it a come in, but it looks like Jux and Fang is fighting this out on the inskirts here. It looks like Jux is on the wrong side of this train here. Looks like he's waiting for the block with that defense, trying to see if he can have her, but obviously now he's on the outskirts, the circle being the disadvantage for him in the outskirts, and it looks like he's going to see the shit cannon come through on the outskirts, and he does come through. Shaw waiting and being patient here gives him the opportunity for the third party. What I say, the book of Shaw. Does it yet again, is able to come through. He waits it out. He knows they're going to have to move from outside of the circle. He waits for him, and he says, ooh, look what I got here, big boy. Big boy. He ends up absolutely scourging that up for that free elimination. He is able to keep that continue on, but it looks like Fang wants some revenge here. Nice bait off for the blue strike here. It looks like Rishishi is going to come through here with a third-party ticket as well here. He wants to be able to get a front row seat to this fight here. Oh, nice hits, though, from the fan coming through from GG Shaw here. It looks like Fang still wants to be able to come for the fight here, as it looks like he's going to hit the shots from the cannon. Goes for the heels here. He still wants to be able to fight this out here. And it looks like Fang wants to continue this chase. Shaw really does not really want that smoke. He was able to get his elimination. And he's like, I'm out. I'm good. I don't need to fight you. You just gonna waste your grapples, buddy. I don't need to be doing none of this. Why are you still chasing me?
I just want to talk. I just want to talk.
No, I don't want to talk to you. No. What you want to talk about, huh? I already talked to you about my car's extended warranty. Anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was just about to make a reference. I was on the point. I was like, whoop, your extended car warranty has expired. And as Fang is just going to be.
I already extended it. I just paid for it 2 days ago.
I talked to Griselda, you know? She was very nice lady. We are going to see a Roman Yang fight, though. Bao to Exen wants to run it back, but this time against Akame. And this time it's going to be a Shio. So we're going to see a Zipping Shio into the Roman Yang coming out for the RMB as Akame looks to try to confirm the F2. F1 cast comes out, and Exen gets caught with these fan RMBs. These verticals are too strong to handle. And of course, he catches neutrals. Just as I say that, you know, catch the curse moment, because I think Exen almost gets his moment. I double down on it, and of course, we're going to see Akame trying to look for this V2 proc. If Exen hits him in the middle of his ultimate, right, it's going to force him to have that flash step pursuit. But Exen gets caught into the side uppercut, and RMB is confirmed. And then there's going to be a chance for Akame to really just hold this fort down. F2 neutral into the uppercut, RMB fan, downward spinal cord strike. Exen's going to have to figure out what he's going to do next, because I'm not sure if he had a soul boom save, but a gold tagger for Akame for his victory. If he's going to be picking up the WTP buff or the White Tiger's prowess buff, I mean, he's going to be having a heck of a time out there in the overworld. In the meantime, the second fight, KLA CT25 between BBE's Roy Shishi, as the cannon shots come out here fully loaded. CT25 eating them every single time that the shots came out, but Roy Shishi goes into ground unit form. 10 seconds on the clock. These guys have been fighting for a long time, and CT25 doesn't have ultimate to negate any of this pressure that the Hong Sword that Roy Shishi's been holding out on has just dealt out a killing blow, Dobby.
What a well-placed time coming in for Roy Shishi here. Definitely giving him a little bit of an opportunity here for some nice loot. Definitely needed it, though, after he's been kind of struggling here with some of these fights here, knowing that there's so many third parties that's been happening around him. He's been kind of struggling here in trying to at least get an elimination here, so that way you can hold strong here, as it looks like the time does start though for KLA's 2225. 4 minutes left on the clock here. Let's see if he has the time. He needs to be able to figure this out here, and time is of the essence.
The Frostivus body? No, Frostivus. I think he ate the Soul Bloom, right? Yeah, because he had to get rid.
He might
of. Yeah, he ate it to get rid of the Romy depletion. So that was his only kill and his only Soul Bloom that was stored out that he had to consume. There was nothing he could have really done about that. This is tough though. T225 up against a world of Pings and Shiols. He can find it, but I think he's gonna have, like you said, take the page out of the book of Shaw. You know,
absolutely.
Find a chance to secure it. Maybe even use the F2 to push them back. Pick up the Soul Bloom immediately upon just trying to pick it out. Arana though is gonna be finding his target with the musket shot, and T225 can take some damage there, but not gonna be too major. You can actually see in the high ground over there, Shueishia from FPX's ZQ hiding it out there while Akame gonna be in the second floor. T225 eating up the cannon shots from Fang, who is showing up here, and as we saw earlier, the burn effect that Fang has can just dish out that passive amount of damage. He's got that Rupture Gale Orb and the Flame Breath Jade as it comes through. T225 having to burn through his resources. He's now to 2 to 4 for his Healing Berry to Armor Powder ratio, and that's tough, man. I mean, supplies are short in this by this point, and we still have 2 Moonbanes to be spawned in due to that change. So a lot of timings that can come out, man. I've seen that Moonbane grief Panda Man. I've seen that Moonbane grief the Trios teams. It's tough, Dobby.
Definitely don't want to risk anything currently here within this game here, knowing that there's so much happening here. And obviously, you don't want to get yourself out too early over either both the desperation of maybe getting an elimination or putting yourself in a bad situation here, knowing that there's so many people around that really, if they had the opportunity, they could come through and cause some issues and a massive disturbance here if you are not careful here. And obviously for Akame, he has that time coming through here. He ends up sending Action way downtown, and off the outskirts here is Action gonna be able to use that far length advantage here in order for him to go back for the heal up here. Trying to see if he can wait this out here. The timing a little bit more sketched and more scarce than normal here, as Akame gets hit with a beautiful blue charge coming in from Action with the katana. I love the katana, man. He creates so much damage. The strike can be just as good. Action ends up getting hit by the upscale rush though, unintentionally by Akame here. And it looks like Akame trying to see if he can time it as well here towards this, but ends up missing the opportunity here as he ends up forcing the F key. We would have start for the heals is Action getting caught. See, this is exactly what I mean. That third party coming in. There's 2 people right near, and here comes the cannons coming through, and just like that, is able to get that elimination as well here. And Akame is able to get the Soul Bloom back in the game. Doesn't have to necessarily worry, but now he has another thing he has to worry about, is all these players coming at him at the same time. Low on HP, low on shield. Everybody knows he is struggling to try to get out of Dodge's way, and now everybody is chasing. They smell the blood. It's a bunch of sharks in the pool. You gotta get out as fast as possible. Akame just trying to get out of Dodge's way. So many cannon shots. Fun Plus Phoenix's Junchi, BDE's Roy E, DRG's Fang, they all want a piece of Akame right now. Who's gonna capture the slice, and who's going to get the cake? He's got to be able to get out of harm's way, and it looks like Fang is going to secure that elimination here. And this is exactly the thing I was just talking about. You can't put yourself in a tough situation, forcing either the 1v1 or getting yourself caught up to the point where if you do get that elimination and you're low, you are now the main character in the next protagonist movie.
Yeah, Rise coming out of him, and it was like a workplace pizza party. They were looking for that last slice that was just in there. And of course, they made sure to grab that coming off. Fang finds these 3 eliminations this round. He is going to have full vision off of the center of that Valiant Challenger. That was, if I'm not mistaken, Rano. Have to double check and see about that into the northwest. We are going to see it's actually going to be Roishishi who does carry that the Valiant Challenger. So he's going to have vision every 15 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, of a target that's nearby, so he can see through walls and making sure. But they know exactly where he is at all times. Every time you see that flash of the red, you are going to see that circle be updated every 3 seconds for the targets to actually look where he's at. Now, Fang finds the Gold Morris Blessing. Big chance for him to sustain out fights coming out. He does have a good amount of pressure. He drops that cannon, though. So he's not going to be sticking over to the, he's not going to stick any more to that cannon with the Rupture Gale. He is picking up that gold pistol as well as the Jade to be placed out for himself. So while he's looking to try to mitigate himself away from that end, he's just going to keep that. I mean, no one's going to contest this. No one wants to contest it. I think it's going to be interesting to see because he actually finds himself an Octaslash blade from that chest. So if he does want to convert himself towards using dual blades, Fang could have a great chance of actually just going ahead and switching out a weapon towards it from his dual halberds. I did see him have a purple pair, so if he's going to go back to a shop, find a chance of picking out a crafting hammer from that and then just going ahead and converting it, he's good to go. I mean, Octaslash Blade, one of the newer J's to be added selected. It comes with gold focus after the second vertical strike, but I don't know, Dobby. I mean, a lot of ranged weapons have been used back to back to back, no matter the cost. Like no one's gonna be, wanting to use like specialty J's if it doesn't come out to it. They just shoot a shot, health shot to the face, and they say, all right, use your heal. I'm not gonna worry about you until you have to run out.
I mean, it's definitely a thing too, where once you are in that space, it's like I said, it's just you just trying to pay attention. Don't get caught in that bad situation here. Roy Hee looks like he's gonna bunny hop a little bit towards this. Loving the hair color, by the way, really glistening. Reminds me of like just the waters. Well, on top of that, I don't know why my mind went towards the hair in terms of water, but it was just really flowing. But let's look at Junxing and his idea for the NBPL so far.
心态我其实还好吧，主要是我感觉打的时候思路有点出问题了，然后，就是运营方面也有点缺陷啥的。想对小蜘蛛说的话就是，下次我会出手。
Very nice. Yeah, buddy. He's looking out for Spider. I think Wei Shi, I've seen him playing out in the CN scrims and just having a good blast of just having high placements. And I actually saw something from him that I didn't see before, where he did an uppercut 2-on-1 swap with a longsword to initialize Mike's demise. And TT25 almost got caught into the same thing. So, I mean, I think he has some earnestness towards his words when he says, I'll make my move next time, man. Spider, I'm watching out for you. I want to make sure I'm ready for you. Really strong.
Gotta be able to be careful here as we see another case of getting caught in a bad situation. Is Fang might be able to catch somebody slipping here if he's able to see where that opportunity might be at, though. Doesn't look like it might not be where he wants it to go. And it looks like it's only gonna get kind of oh no, Junshi caught in the Bane's breath, though. At least no one actually saw it, or at least like paid attention, because that would have been tough. Now, if he was in that space and that caught him up in a bad situation, that would have actually been rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. So at least he had the opportunity to kind of go, hey, no one saw that. It's okay. Let me go for a reset. I'll be all right. It's okay.
It's like when you accidentally step over a pebble and you start like making a mad dash dance and you look around so no one saw it. Like, it's the same case scenario.
Don't have to force yourself to do any type of dance, right? Like, you don't have to worry about that. You can just be like, okay, cool. No one saw. Let's just run it back. It's all good. It looks like it's still going to be able to come through. Oh, my. Ooh, look how close it is to Junxing, though. This base breath really is a big fan of Junxing, clearly. Because, man, oh, man, does he want to actually be able to wave and say hi to him again? Got to be able to pay attention here. This looks like Roy Hee trying to see if he can close in this gap. Having the opportunity to do what he needs to here. And all of which in between Fang, trying to see if they fight this out with that gold shield, but with those gold dual Halbergs on him as well. Have to be just a little bit more careful here. Looks like, oh, sorry, actually, it's a longsword. Actually, excuse me. It looks like Roy Hee, oh, getting caught, like I said before, in that bad third party. Forces the ulti just to try to see if he can get away from this space here. Tough situation here, dangerously low, gets hit by everything and everything in between as Arano is going to steal elimination with a pistol as well. Looks like Fang gonna be able to take those gold winnings and goes, ooh, let me get that. I like that. That looks nice here. It's like it's 4 players left in this game here. And they're able to see who's gonna be able to knock out. Who's gonna be able to come through here with the first dub of the night. For our day 2, it looks like Junshi just trying to see if he can get away from DRG's Fang. Fang wanted to see if you wanted to drop down. Come here. I want to see what you got, buddy. Come here, it looks like Junshi does not want that smoke clearly. Between this fight, and obviously he's gonna be able to go for the pistol, goes for the reload here, finds Arano. And Arano obviously doesn't want that smoke as well here. A cannon shot's coming through from Fang. Looks like the circle's slowly gonna be closing in here in the next 50 seconds here. Let's see what they do in these final seconds here as Arano ends up pushing on Fang here, actually causing some issues here. And here comes the 2-piece coming through, the 3, 4, 5-piece. Excuse me, he needs some fries and a biscuit with that shake. Oh my goodness. Fang getting absolutely decimated in seconds. Now he's caught on the tough jogging block here. I'm surprised they don't dog team on him.
Yo, honestly, I think Fang found himself, eating the biscuit, and he's like, I don't have anything to drink with this because everyone is making sure that the water is far away from as possible. So he's choking on it. He wants to make sure, though, that if anything has time to reload, big pause. We're gonna have to see what Fang has in chase for it, but he's got himself for the cannon with the the flame breath to be initialized across the walls, structures, anything. He'll take that poke damage, and as it comes out here, Arano has to utilize his F1 to go scare, like just F1 to the sky, gets himself caught out here. But the pole sword forces that stone form. He has to disengage and actually make his way back up through the storm, which is gonna eat us some damage, just like how Fang is eating up damage from Zhisheng, who is gonna use a beacon blast into an RB, forcing the V1 and looking for the hit. Last hit confirmed. Who's gonna be looking for that pistol shot if they can? He has to force the ultimate, and there's gonna be Fang living La Vida Loca, having another chance of surviving for this round. He gets a heal off. We're gonna see the F1 come out for the heal over time. He'll have enough time to sustain a ballista shot. Who is shooting these things? Arano's gonna be trying to be the threat of the lobby. He is the antagonist, and Fang is trying to be the protagonist, but I don't think they're gonna allow him to live for any longer. He's gone by episode 7. And Juishi has his chance to try to go for the scare rush off to the sky. If he can, he's gonna take the time to reset here while Fang is getting pressured out. And he's holding these blue focuses to avoid those range shots. And as Fang tries to get a heal off again, they're going to be allowing it, and this is going to be where he's going to be building up rage passively. If he's going to switch over to the range weapon as close as he can with a pole sword, with the overcoming coming out from Joishi with a 1 minute and 43 seconds left into the clock, we're going to see whether or not Joishi actually looks to try to go ahead and get a mid-air blue focus to try to stagnate somebody who's going up. He gets caught into the scare rush though, and as it comes out, as Fang is trying to hunt down Zhisheng, we're going to see a high ground position that Arano's going to be taking for that pistol shot and try to confirm it off of Fang. Fang is building up rage. You can see it. He's back up to nearly 68. As long as he hits the 70, he can force the activation for himself, but at 100%, he'll have the sedate soul. He's going to force the proc himself. Nice timing as it comes out, but a scare rush from Joishi can deny this healing if he decides to go for it. And he didn't know whether or not Fang was ready for that scare rush from coming out. So he would have taken that chance and decides to say, nah, I'm going to cut it. Arano's still looking for those shots with the pistol. Cannon for Fang to push him off of that pillar. And as Fang looks to try to go towards it, this is going to be a game for the time. And everyone is just waiting for it out. As long as someone gets caught out, they'll prioritize it for the couple of seconds that they can. Back out, goes back to their defensive position, and keep the offense going by the end of the game, because that's when it's really going to count for towards last placement for these points, because there's still 4 players alive. They're trying to get that point multiplier. But most importantly, they're trying to get those 3 ranking points for the first place spot. And as Arano tries to keep the high ground here, he is pretty low coming out here at under half health armor. And for Arano, keeping the grapples expended as to his expense, I'm not sure how many he's got left, because Zhisheng now rushes to the sky, gets caught to the scare rush as Reishi comes out to force him into his mech. This is exactly what Zhisheng did not want to do as early as it came through. And with this, Zhisheng can't see any of the targets. They're bopping on his head like a, like a ping pong ball. They're just going ahead and just going through there. Arano finds the ultimate. Zhisheng immediately enters cannon mode to deny Arano. There's his kill, but Fang finds the kill with a pistol shot to kill steal. He's at 1 HP. He's got V1, but did he proc it in time to survive? No, but Joishi comes out for this first place spot with